the next feature, Bruce, that we're diving into is also more view related and ties into the fleet management console, and it's our trip plan views, which I think is going to be a really exciting one for customers, including the detail view that they have for trip plans.
Okay, let's look at the trip plan views now. The trip plan view, this has been something that's been requested by many people. I need to see everything that's out there for a trip plan. I can go out there and I can do trip plans again, very similar to what we did on the freight plan view. You have the ability to go out there and choose all my trip plans by status. I can find locations, where they're going to be going to, going out of. I've got all these filter capabilities up there. Now, the important part about trip plan view, it's the everything view of trip plans. This is a lot of data. This is one of our only screens that's going to look not similar to anything else that we have out there, because it has absolutely everything. You have your trip plan, you have your load type, you have your customers, you have your trucks, you have your drivers, your trailers, my first stop information, my next stop information, my last stop information, my weights, all sorts of how many legs do I have on this trip plan? How many deliveries do I have on this trip plan? How many pickups do I have, and what's remaining? This has got a wealth of information, as you can see. And just basically going through this, I'll scroll through this real quick and show you all the information that's here. So this is the everything of anything that's out there on a trip plan in a single view. Now, you have the ability to control that. It's just like our other views. You can add or remove columns. We've chosen to give you absolutely everything up front, so when you look at this and take out what you don't need, it's a lot easier to go that path. So you'll see everything here that you need to answer a question on. You can branch and open up the trip plans individually if you want to look at them. And one of the nice features is you'll see these columns of numbers in the middle. This is where muscle memory will eventually come into play, where you'll recognize what the columns mean. But if you don't know what they are, all you do is click on this, and this is going to expand your columns, and it's going to give you a textual account for it. The other nice feature of the textual account is it's going to also give you the ability to filter. So when you see the filters, you can create custom filters on these columns if you want to find something. How many deliveries do I have out there that are greater than 3? I can set a filter up for that, besides using my filters at the top. So this gives you, again, everything within a trip plan, every piece of information you can imagine. The view is right here. Customize it any way you want. Use the ability to save the criteria. Create many views that you want that are very specific to your needs. And this should be exactly what everybody wants to understand. You can filter by driver if I want to see all trip plans based on a driver. If I want to see all trip plans that this asset is hauling. If I want to see all trip plans that have trailer 1, 2, 3 on it, I can just specifically hone in on that and see the all, which is the big picture. And that's what everybody's been asking for.
Excellent, Bruce. And I think we also have the ability to not only look at the trip plan as a whole, but we also have that detail view in this fall release to drill into the segments and the assets on a specific trip plan. You mind showing that real quick?
One other feature that we put into the trip plan view is the ability to see the detail 2 different ways. So as I said, you can click on the trip plan, view the trip plan, modify the trip plan from this view here. What we also have now is similar to what we've put into load view, is if you click on this icon and you check on a trip plan that you want to look at, click on the icon, it's going to open up the trip plan on the side. You can keep clicking on the segments, the legs, and the down arrows to get more detail. What's really nice about this is you may not need to see everything that's out there. These are field selectable. You can configure this to the data that you want to see on the trip plan and have just the specific information that's important to you at this point in time.
Yeah, and as you can see, we're hard at work on the fleet management console. You know, we are putting a lot of effort into not only the trip plan views, the detail views, we're putting it on loads, trip plans, freight plan loads. We want all of that information right in front of you where you're working and managing your fleet from the fleet management console.
Absolutely, absolutely. And the important thing about all of this is what makes me excited about it. It's quality of life in doing my job in operations. So now I'm not going to have the annoyances of constantly sitting there because I'm getting pinged on message after message after message when I already know what's going on. I've got that. I can view these statistics and everything that I'm responsible for. All my trip plans, I can see those. And if I want to have the status of where customers call and want to understand where my freight's at, I've got my freight plan view that's going to give me the everything. So that's really what this release is about. It's about the visibility, seeing everything, and quality of life.
Couldn't have put it better myself. Bruce, I'm going to put you on the spot. What's your favorite part about the fall release for Fleet?
Everything.
Everything.
Absolutely everything. These are all needed features that people have been asking for. I love it.
Yeah, and that's a point I'd emphasize. We are meeting with customers, prospects all the time, asking what do you need to see in a Revenova fleet module, and then we're turning right around and building it into the TMS.
Absolutely. Keep those requests coming in. Helps us put our ideas together. We work fantastic as a team. We're constantly expanding here, and we want that input because we want our feature functionality to fit your quality of life that you're doing in the transportation industry.